Hello there, everyone. My name is Antojai, and I teach new earthers how to turn ascension into their everyday lifestyle. So, what if your understanding of math was wrong? What if that were the case? So, before we get started into this lecture, don't forget to press subscribe. Make sure you share this with whoever needs to end up hearing this message, and share your experience in the comment box. As always, check out our Patreon Ascension Temple so you can learn really juicy tips on alchemy, healing, and so much more that I do not teach anywhere else. So let's dive into this topic. If you're somebody who is like, no, there's no way math can be wrong, not at all, then this lecture is not for you. But if you're someone who wants to explore different perceptions of reality, definitely stay here for the ride. Now, if you understand multidimensionality, which means there are more than one option that plays out for everything, all right? There's a multitude of options that exist for everything. That means math has an alternate perception, which would then change how the universe works for you. But wait, how does that really play out? So what we're going to do here is we're just going to first of all focus on this side over here, okay? We're on the left side. And I'm going to switch my pen really fast. We're going to focus on this left side over here. So when you are someone who identifies with reality as the matrix, then you are somebody who lives in 3D. And 3D is binary. Binary is essentially these ones, zeros that exist in all of reality. So when you see reality in 3D or the matrix or in binary, you pretty much understand at a subconscious level, which all humans end up seeing reality when we're born into reality in this state, that 10 minus 1 equals 9, okay? Because that 0 very much so counts for something. The 0 counts for lack, okay? You took that away. That is also known as the law of lack, okay? So when you're living in this mindset, you're really struggling to understand some really profound concepts of how your reality can be more abundant. That's where a lot of people get stuck, because we register 0 as a real number. We also register 0 as being lack, which then forces us to exist in this 3D matrix, which is binary, right? So that easily can make you feel like a victim. All right. So, how do we get out of this state of mentality? Okay. Well, first of all, you need to understand that that's how you've been living your life. So, on the side that we have on the left side, we understand that's how you've been living life. You see ones and zeros and ones and zeros and ones and zeros, and that's what moves you forward into reality, which means your reality is always going up and down, up and down, up and down with those same. We're going to go ahead and we're going to write it in ones and zeros, ones and zeros, ones and zeros. And you end up living your life in these peaks of highs and lows, right? But what if reality didn't have to be that way? All right. Now let's go ahead and then look at the middle section here, which is this meme. This meme right here. Okay. I posted on Instagram not too long ago. Now, the meme states 4 plus 10 equals 14 is what we understand, right? From math in general. But if you take 4 and you lay out all the numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, there are a total of 11 numbers. So right off the bat, when you count 4 to 14, there is 11. There is not 10, there is 11. And there are 9 spaces in between 4 and 14. Wait, but what happened to 10, right? So quantum science tells us that reality is based off of observation, that we create reality as we observe it. The simple fact that you're observing 0, all right? The simple observance of 0 by those laws equates 0 to a 1. That means 0 doesn't exist. 0 is a 1. 0 is a concept that must exist in duality, but it doesn't have to rule math. It's a concept of basically non-intelligent infinity, a 0, and intelligent infinity, a 1. So pay attention to what I just said to that, okay? Like if you've studied the law of 1 from Ra, you're basically saying that every 0 comes back down to non-intelligent infinity. That means the ones are intelligent infinity. So every one counts. Every one counts for intelligent infinity. So you're pretty much saying, by believing in 0 wholeheartedly as it ruling the universe, that you live essentially in chaos on the left side. By understanding this paradox shift, it's hard to believe. That's what a paradox means, is something is hard to believe, but it's true. You're having a paradox shift by you simply understanding and exposing yourself to that idea. You are now bringing yourself into 4D by just looking at that meme and understanding that 10 actually, what happened to 10? 10 doesn't really exist. You are now knowing the option of this other alternate perception of reality, which then gives you the ability to change your reality in general. So give me 2 seconds. I gotta move away a little screen here. Oops. All right. So now that we know that, we're gonna then look at the left side over here. So when you realize that 0 doesn't actually exist, you stop seeing yourself as a victim and you start becoming a participator or a creator. And you step into a creator's mindset, which then tells you you are in 5D, or in basic math, 11 minus 1 equals 11, because 0 does not exist. So if we see that, if we go back to the meme, all right, there are 11 numbers total. That means 10 didn't exist. 10 is technically the 11th number, or the sequencer of events that would start over. 10 is just an idea, essentially, doesn't really exist. And we know that 0 technically doesn't exist either. So once you change your thought from binary to this more lucid, non-exchanging format, you then change your whole entire perception of reality to the law of abundant flow, all right? Or the law of abundance. And because of that, all of a sudden, everything around you becomes ones, one, 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 one. When you go shopping, that's why there's people who understand this concept on the right. When they go shopping, they're like, oh, I just spent $400, $500 on something. I'm not worried about it because the money's gonna, like, that money is already back. That money's coming back to me already. I spent it. I didn't spend it. I just exchanged the energy flow. All right. And in the previous lecture, in a Healer 101 episode, I describe how your mindset, when it comes to like limitations on abundance, can really mess you up. There's more than one limitation of abundance that can really mess you up. Not every portion of overcoming abundance is easy for everyone. This might work better than that healer episode that I was telling you about, but this is basically what you end up doing. That's when people end up living their lives like they're not worried about cash wholeheartedly, is because they've understood 11 minus 1 equals 11. That 0 doesn't essentially exist. Even though a lot of people consciously will not register that, that is something that just comes to them. Now, how did this come to me is the question. I was just randomly one day doing the chakra mirror. It's my chakra mirror course. I was working on it, doing a bunch of like math and formulas. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the formulas broke. Like there was no way to comprehend the formulas. And I was so stuck. I was just like hitting a wall, and I'm like, what do I do now? Like, I don't know if this is the end of how far I can use this technique, or there's something else I'm missing. That's when the cosmos and the masters came to me and they ended up telling me, hey, you have to look at math from a different perspective. Like, zero doesn't exist. If zero doesn't exist, you need to allow everything to be one, 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 one. The moment I switched my thought process to that, and I had shown all my friends what I had channeled, everybody was like, wait, what? That is that right? That doesn't make sense. And everyone's mind got like, when you really wholeheartedly absorbed it, was like, whoa, mind blown. Like, there's something wrong. Or we've been taught one linear perception of reality when there are obviously multiple perceptions to everything. So when you literally wholeheartedly absorb this, you are then a co-creator, a co-creator in your own reality. You're pretty much saying what you want is in flow. And that's why people who live in this format, when they move forward in life, is going to be sorry, let me actually go back on that one. Is usually a climb, because for them everything is one, and they may have a slight dip of exchange, but it's still one, because everything is just one. Eventually there are some people who end up changing their understanding of that flow to a perpetual slope, and it'll continuously go up, and it'll just continuously go up, because all they're doing is one, 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 one. One, 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 one. When you start believing in it, you might have 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 every once in a while, okay? Until you get to this point where you're perpetually climbing upward with your constant creation. This is what's known as the law of attraction. There are different formats to the law of attraction. Some people are just like, oh yeah, like the law of attraction is only like how, we've always come to understand it. No, you can actually bend it in a lot of different ways. So then once we understand that, let's go right back to this page over here where we were looking at all the math that we were dealing with originally. What if 0 divided by 0 was actually 1 divided by 1 equals 1, right? Or because essentially 1 divided by 1 could still also equal 0 if you really wanted it to, because if that one was an apple and one person ate that apple, then that could turn into a 0. But since we're observing 0, that whole formula that we originally were taught with math automatically gets changed into that. Just super simple. That's all you ended up changing. So then wait, let's go look at that in another way. If 20 minus 5 times 3 times 0 plus 3 equals 23, we know that 0 doesn't actually exist. So it's actually 21 minus 5 times 3 times 1 plus 3 equals 9. You see how quickly your reality just got changed? Let's look at 20 minus 5 equals 15. How about 21 minus 5 equals 16? And wait, with this one particularly, you could still be counting 0. And it's just your main understanding of like the complex formulas, just like we were describing in this area right here, is the main component. By just switching the 0, as we saw in just small little areas, okay, we just switched these components right here. That's all we literally did, and the formula itself came out completely different. If you state that you live now in this bottom half of reality, and you no longer acknowledge 0 as an actual law of reality, but it just isn't enough to understand this. It is to practice it and live your life in constant 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. That's why you might be seeing 11 11. You might be seeing 1 1 1 everywhere. That's what the ones are telling you. You're in a creator's mindset. You're not stepping into the binary terms of lack in 3D. So these are some quick tips to really help you move forward with your understanding of reality, and like how, it all matters to you, and how it's so easy to do like a quick shift if you can just play around with your own thought process. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in our next lecture.